Okay, so let's take out page 36, number 12C, BitMass on rational numbers. So first up, I'm going to do this part. So -3. Since I'm dividing a fraction, remember the KCF, I have to keep the first, change the sign, and then flip the second fraction. So I could do 5 over -4. Again, doesn't matter where you put that negative. It could be on the top, on the bottom, on the side. Doesn't matter. Okay. And then I'm just gonna write down the rest of it. You don't have to. You don't. You don't have to show every single step. But if you see this question on the full solution, take a look at the marking scheme. If it's out of 4, then show at least 4 steps. If it's out of 2, then just show 2 steps. Change this into an improper fraction. So 2 times 1 plus 1, you get 3 over 2. Notice right here, I put that negative to the top. Okay. Let's put those phones away. Okay. Okay. Right here, now that I have this, what can I put that -3 over? Yeah, Eric? 1. I can always put that -3 over 1. So now I have a fraction times a fraction. I know to just multiply across. So -3 times 5, -15. 4 times -4, I get -4. Okay, what happens to the two negatives? Positive. So it just becomes positive. I can just cancel those out. So it's just 15 over 4. And then, here, I'll do it one at a time. So then 15 over 24. Oops. Okay, again, plus and minus becomes a minus. When I add or subtract, again, what do I need? Whenever I add or subtract fractions. Whenever I add or subtract fractions, I need, yep, common denominator. So between 4 and 24, their common denominator is 4. Okay, this is 4, so I can just keep that 15. This one, 4 times 6 gives you 24. So I have to do the same thing. 15 times 6, which gives me 90. Yeah, 90. Okay. Subtract it. I get 75 over 24. Is this a good final answer? No, mixed number form. So mixed number form tells me to do long division. How many times does it go in? 4? 3? 3 times? 72. Good. Thank you. And so my final answer, Claire, what did you get for the final answer? Good. Okay, so 3 and 324. But this is still not the best answer because I can reduce the 3 over 24. So my final answer, 3 and 1/8. Let me show that. Okay, so if you left your final answer here, you would have lost 1 mark because you didn't change it to a mixed number. If you left your final answer here, you would have lost half a mark because you did reduce your final answer. Okay, so the hardest part was this part. If you can do all that, but then forget to reduce or change it to a proper form, then you lost silly marks. Okay. If you see a question like this on the test, how many of you think you can do it and get perfect on it? Okay. If you didn't put up your hand, then that means you need to try a few more of the homework questions. So page 36, number 12, number 13, those are good questions to practice. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to today's. As I said, today it's kind of like a recap of everything that we've done, like putting together everything. So page 40. Right, page 40. Rename the following rational number as quotient of integer. When you see the word quotient of integer, it sounds very fancy, but what is it just asking you to do? Anyone know what quotient of integer means? Yep. Division, right? Quotient means division. So basically it's just telling you to rewrite this as a fraction. That's all. Okay, why didn't I just say that in the question? Because you'll see this term used later on and in EQAO. They want you to know that quotient means divide. So just some terminology for you guys. Okay, so how do I rewrite this as a fraction? Negative 0.35. Derek? Before you reduce, what can I do? Negative 35 over 100. Right. Okay, so negative 35 over 100. Since there's two decimal places afterwards, you will put it over the two zeros. So you can always put a decimal into a fraction by putting it over 100 or 1,000 or 10,000. So here, two decimal places, so two zeros. I can put it that. But this is still not the best answer, as Derek said, because 5 goes into both. So what can I reduce this down to, Derek? Negative 7 over 20. Negative 7 over 20. Good. Okay. Again, this is page 40. Okay. So what about this one? This one is a little tricky. Okay. I have the 4 whole, and then I have 625. What can I put the 625 over? Yep. 1,000. That's right, because 3 decimal place, so 3 zeros. So put it over 1,000. Right. Again, good answer, not the best answer. I can reduce this. 625 over 1,000. What does that simplify to? Yep. 5 over 8. Good. Yeah, you can actually divide both by 25, I think. Yeah, 25 goes into both. So 625 divided by 25, you get 5. 1,000 divided by 25, you get 8. All right. So who wants to try this one? Negative 11.46. Not everybody at once. Lubin, you want to try it? That's it. That's it. Good job. See, I usually I do like 2 examples with you guys, and then I feel that you guys can do the third. That's why I asked you guys to do it. Okay? I'm sure a lot of you guys were able to do this, but you guys are just shy or quiet this morning. Number 5, identify the value represented by A, B, C, D, and E as a quotient of 2 integers. Again, quotient of 2 integers just means as a fraction. Okay, I think you guys actually saw something similar in the homework before. So between -3 and between each of the numbers, how many sections do you see between each of the numbers? 3, right? So that means each one of these is 1/3 and 2/3. Okay, it's broken into thirds. So in this case, then A is going to be -3 and 2/3. -3 and 2/3 for A. Okay. B is between -2 and -3. And so this is -2 and 1/3. Okay. I did 2 examples. Third one is you guys. What about this one? Between 0 and -1. What would C be? Vincent? -2 over 3. Good. Derek, what about D?
1 and 1/3.
1 and 1/3. And E? Hannah? Okay. Vincent? 2 2/3, right? Okay, so the first thing when you are given a number line is to figure out between each number, like for example, between 0 and 1, how many sections? How many, it's broken into thirds. It could be broken into 4, or it could be broken into 10. So if there's 10 lines in between them, there's 10 sections, then you will put these over 10. Okay? This one, use greater, less than, or equal sign to make each statement true. Okay? A positive number is always greater than a negative number. Okay? B, negative 4.3 and negative 3.4. Which one is greater? Jason? Oh, sorry. I meant Eric. Negative 3.4 is greater. So some people mix up with the direction of the sign. I'm thinking of like the alligator mouth. I don't know if that's how your teacher taught you guys before. Okay. So Jason, this time you C. Is it a greater or less than?
It's like left side.
So we call this one the greater. We call this one the less than.
Left side.
Less than.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Again, positive number is always greater than a negative number. Okay. D. Vincent. Equal. That's right. Okay. If you change this to an improper fraction, 4 times 2, 8 plus 1, you get 9. So they're actually equal. Okay. E. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're also equal. Okay. Again, change it to a decimal. So on your calculator, this is how you do it. 3, actually, is it 3 divided by 5? Yep, 0.6. And then add on that 5, you get 5.6. So now that's how you know it's equal. Okay. F is tricky. F is tricky. Sophia. Greater than. Okay, this is actually very tricky. Why is it? If you do 3 divided by 10, 3 divided by 10, I get 0.3. Is that the same thing? No. This with a line on top means 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So this is just negative 2.3, and this is negative 2.3333333. So when you compare, this is actually closer to 0 because they're both negative numbers. Okay. Last example, number 9 right here. Name 3 fractions between 2/8 and 3/8. This is a tricky one. Name 3 fractions between 2/8 and 3/8. Can I do 2.5 over 8? No. Decimals and fractions, they are like rivalries. They don't like each other. So don't put them together. All right. Do you have an idea? Double the amount, right? So if I double this, what would it become? 4 over 16. And then if I double this, 6 over 16, right? But if I want 3 fractions, it's not enough, right? So instead of doubling, what could I do for this one? Let's say. Yeah, times it by a bigger number. So I can maybe times this whole thing by 10. So I get, wait, actually, then let me. So because if I double both fractions, I still don't have enough choices in between. So instead, if I times both top and bottom by 10, then I'm going to change my fraction to 20 over 80 and 30 over 80. Now how many choices do I have in between? Yeah, 9 of them. So now I have a lot more choices in between. So give me 3. Yep. Okay. 21 over 80. What else? I need 3. Uvin? I need 3.
Oh, I thought you just asked me for one. 22 over 80.
Okay. And okay. So if Uvin gave me these 3 answers on the test, she will get 2.5 out of 3. Why am I being so mean?
I don't know.
It's a simple 522 over 80.
Yeah, see, I always told you, if you don't reduce, half a mark off. What? Half a mark off for not reducing? Alright, so this is not in lowest term. So I should actually reduce this to 11 over 40, or better yet, just choose another prime. So for example, 27 over 80. Right? Then you don't have to worry about simplifying. Right? Okay, so how would your answer for part A help you with determining this question if it's negative? Eric?
Yeah. You know the solution, so multiply it by 10. So you can do the same thing.
Yeah, I just do the exact same thing, but because it's negative, I just make my answers negative. Right? So this would just be negative 20 over 80 and negative 30 over 80. And so these numbers will still be in between. It's just that it will be negative. Okay. So that is all. You see how like today we just kind of wrapped up. Is a nice wrapping up of what we did for the last 6 classes. We had 6 math classes. We learned a lot about rational numbers. So now is the review. I'm gonna let you guys start on the review. Okay. This remember how to distinguish between natural number, whole number, integer, rational, and irrational. So which negative 11, if it's a integer and a rational, then you check both check mark, for example. Okay. Work on the review. See how you do. See. You can use your notes. You can refer back to it because this is a review for you guys. You're practicing. Okay. You can just keep going. Page 41, starting from page 41 all the way to 51 are all review questions. So that's what we're going to be working on for today, tomorrow, and Thursday to prepare you guys for the test. Okay, any questions? Derek? Okay, let me just talk about what's on the test. So